Hi everyone, welcome to our first food video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the perfect scrambled egg. I think eggs are a wonderful source of cheap protein. They're loaded with B vitamins and they're actually really good to kind of boost your immune system when it's down. So eggs are really easy to digest. If your stomach's feeling unsettled or you're sick and you're not sure what your tummy can hold down, then eggs are the perfect thing to make yourself. I do that often when I'm feeling sick. And they're really easy to make, super quick. You can add whatever vegetables you like, cut up some sausage, you can put it in there. And so I'm going to teach you guys how to make them correctly. I think a lot of people tend to overcook their eggs, so we're going to avoid that. And not to brag, but I do have at least like 5 friends who have told me that they really love my scrambled eggs and that they're really good. So I will show you guys how to do that today. So just one more thing before we get started, I really believe in using quality ingredients. So for me, I always really like to get pastured eggs, and if I can't make it to the farmer's market, then I'll try to get organic free-range eggs. So whatever you can find, of course, but if you have the option, I would suggest doing that. Okay, so all you're gonna need is some salt, some pepper if you like it. I have some cut up onion here because I'm gonna show you guys where to add vegetables if you do wanna do that. You can get a bowl, put your eggs inside. I have a little bit of butter and we're gonna add water to the eggs. And here I have a half shell because the first step is gonna be whisking the eggs and you're gonna add water before that. So when you do that, each egg is gonna need a half shell of water. So I have 6 eggs here and I have 6 half shells of water in this cup. So the first step, you have your eggs, you crack them open, and we're gonna add the water. So you can just add that. And I know some people really like to use cream and milk, but the only thing with that is that it gives you a heavy and dense egg. So I really like to make a light and fluffy egg, so we're gonna stick with water. I always recommend that. You don't have to get a whisk. I like to use a fork. Everyone has one. They're more sturdy. And so when I whisk, I'm gonna go in a clockwise direction and towards me. So the motion will be similar to this, but kind of quick. So you can just pick up the bowl to get more leverage, and you're gonna whisk kind of quickly. So here you're trying to get a really foamy and bubbly top so that you're mixing in all that air into the egg. So you're whisking. You might spray yourself a little bit. So I like to just pause and I look at the surface of my egg, and if it's really bubbly and foamy, then I know I'm good. So I actually do this for a little bit longer, so I'm just gonna do that. And here, if you guys can see, the whole top of the surface of the egg is completely bubbly, so you know you're good. You have a lot of air in there. Okay, so now that our eggs are nice and whisked, I just have them right here to the side. And the second step is gonna be to melt the butter and add whatever vegetables that you're gonna add. So you can turn your heat on to about medium high, around there, and just let your pan kind of warm up. So here, if you are not gonna add vegetables, you would just put the butter in the pan, let it melt, and then when it's completely melted, then you would add the egg. So this is just one extra step if you want something that's not completely plain scrambled eggs. So I'm gonna put the butter in the pan. And it's already melting. You can just kind of help it to spread around the bottom of the pan. And you really want it to cover the entire bottom and the sides because the eggs will come up on the sides of the pan, so just make sure it is completely coated. So I'm just gonna take my spoon, push the butter around, just waiting for it to melt. You can get the sides, just get the butter everywhere. And you can add your veggies here. So I'm just adding some onion, and I'm just gonna saute them for a bit. So whatever vegetable you're using, you just wanna get them slightly soft. And with onion, I like to see them really caramelized. So just gonna stir periodically, waiting for the onion to caramelize. Okay, so now they're pretty soft and they have kind of like a slight brown caramelized quality to them. And now you can add the egg. So if you didn't do the veggies, you would just wait for your butter to melt and then add the egg. So you're gonna do that, pour them all into the pan. And immediately the bottom layer is gonna start cooking. So what you wanna do is always be moving the eggs around. So So the bottom layer is scrambling all the time. You don't want it to overcook. So you can just gently push them around the pan. So I like to get the sides too, because that always cooks faster. So just be gentle with them. So really always be trying to move the bottom layer. So that's the layer that people oftentimes burn, like part of it is brown. And like the egg shouldn't be brown. So just keep stirring it. And here I can see that they're almost done. So as you go along, you can kind of tilt the pan and let the excess liquid flow so that they completely cook. You just keep stirring them. And right when they're just done, you can turn off the heat and move it off that burner because they're just gonna keep cooking if you leave it there. So I like to take it off. So you want them to still be slightly moist, so not overcooked at all. And while they're still on the pan, I like to add the salt and pepper, so you can just sprinkle some on top. And of course, if you hate pepper, don't add it, but we like it in my family, so I'll add some. And they are ready to serve. So here is your perfect scrambled egg. They are moist, they are light and fluffy, they're not brown anywhere, and they're not dense or heavy. So if you guys cooked along with me, then hopefully you enjoyed it. Maybe you can see a difference from this and other eggs you've had. I added avocado on top because avocado goes with everything and it's so good for you and it's a great combination. So thank you guys for listening, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and I will see you guys next week.